Hi guys, Brian from Boas here. Happy holidays everyone. I'm counting down the 12 days of BOA-MAS, and to celebrate BOA-MAS I'm showing you 12 of my favorite locality boas over the next 12 days. So be sure to stay tuned to this series if you want to see some of the beautiful animals I'm fortunate to have in my collection and to be working with. Today is day 4, and day 4 brings a really special type of boa. And so this is the Branchia Columbia Boa. And this is actually the latest locality boa that I've added to my collection. I got these animals not quite 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. And this is probably going to be the last. I'm not planning on adding any more animals other than my holdbacks, of course. So no new localities likely to be added. But these animals have just really grown on me. And I would say that they're definitely one of my top favorites. And I know I say a lot that this particular type of boa is my favorite or one of my favorites, but this one I really mean. I would say that of all my locality boas, I'd say this is definitely in the top 3. Maybe even be the number 1 boa. If I only could keep one locality boa, it would be these Branchia Columbia Boas. So why do I like them so much? Well, just take a look at this animal. The contrast, the color, the markings is just amazing. I mean, this boa, the colors just pop. A little bit of background on these Branchia boas. They're from northwestern Colombia, the town of Barranquilla, and they're not true red tails. Okay, these are Boa Imperator. And people often are debating, well, is that a red tail? Is that not a red tail? I think basically it's really a dumb question. We should just look at the boas, look at where they're from. A lot of people, of course, have this snobbery going on where they think a true red tail is somehow better than a non-true red tail, but I'll tell you that I like this animal a lot more than most of my true red tails. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. So they're Boa Imperator, they're not Boa constrictor. But if you look at a map of South America and you look at the range of Boa Imperator and Boa constrictor, these animals are pretty close to the Boa constrictor range. There's just the Andes Mountains that separates them, and these guys are just really close, right up on the western slope basically of the Andes Mountains, kind of northwest of the Andes. So they're really close as far as geographically the true red-tailed boa range. And of course the mountains separate them and prevent the inbreeding and the spread of genes. However, these animals definitely have a lot of true red-tailed boa characteristics. And if you look at Boa Imperator from Mexico and Central America, I would say these animals are more closely related to the Boa constrictor than they are to the Boa Imperator from, say southern Mexico or, Belize or Costa Rica, like that. Just gorgeous animals. So this is my female, and this is a 2020 baby. She's, I believe, born in May of 2020, almost 2 years old. This is a Rio Bravo bloodline. And this one was produced by my good buddy Michael Beach up in Oregon, and I was fortunate to get a trio, 2 females and a male from him, from his 2020 litter. Just love these animals. So this female kind of has more of a pinkish coral color, really colorful animal. Great markings. You can see how crisp the markings are. I love how the white dash in the saddles really stands out. And then look at that tail. And of course, these are not true red tails, but that is definitely a reddish color to her tail. It's not quite as bright red as a Suriname boa, for example. It's kind of more of a brick brownish red, but just really beautiful. And they really have a lot of contrast. The colors just pop. So besides the beauty of these animals, what I love about them is the personality, because these boas are just great to handle. They're not squeezy like true red tails. They'll hold on, but they don't, choke. They don't squeeze the hell out of your hand or cause pain or anything. They're great, very responsive. They're not going to take off like some of the other types of boas. Just a boa I really enjoy handling. And so at one point, going back a few decades, a Colombian pet store boa from Colombia looked kind of like this. Unfortunately, a lot of the pet store boas now have been crossed with other localities, or they've been crossed with morph projects, so you don't really know what you're getting as far as the ancestry of the animal. Most of the pet store boas, a lot of them are mostly Colombian in origin, although you can't really tell for sure. And most of them are going to be pretty similar in behavior to this one, which is why I recommend just a basic pet store boa to most, first-time boa owners. But these animals just have the added plus of just being really gorgeous looking animals. I can't say enough good things about these Branchia boas. And I hope to breed them a few years down the road. You can see this female is only not quite 2 years old. I would say she's about 3 feet, maybe a little bit more. Michael tells me that his adults are not that big. He's even got breeders that are like 5 feet, for a female. So these are not a huge type of boa, but they're just, I can't say enough good things about these boas. And, if I was forced to just pick one type of boa, this may well be the one, the Branchia Columbia Boa Imperator. This is my other female Branchia boa from Michael Beach. As you can see, this one is a little bit different looking than the first female I showed you. And I'd say that this one, the pattern is just amazing. She's got this beautiful kind of circle oval back pattern, going down her back. Really beautiful markings. Her colors, this one has the saddles are a little darker. Her background color is a little bit more of a tannish color, but just gorgeous. Look at that tail. And like my other female, this one is really calm, enjoyable to handle. Just a great, great animal. I think, a lot of times I just go on and run my mouth about these boas, but this one, I think, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'll just let you take a look at this animal. Look at the contrast and the color. Yeah, they're also really, I was going to say cute, but they're kind of a charming animal. I mean, look at that cute little face, and just really great to handle. Just really docile. Apart from the personality of these guys, they're also easier in general than the true red tails. You don't have some of the issues you have with true red tails, like regurgitation or really stringent humidity and temperature requirements. They're generally more robust and hardy than the true red tails. So these Branchia boas, you just can't go wrong. There are quite a few people who still work with these. I know Vin Russo produces them pretty often, as I mentioned, Michael Beach and several other people. But it's great locality. Hopefully people will keep the pure ones pure, because as I mentioned, most of the other Colombian boas have been crossed into morph projects, and you don't really know what you're getting. Either the locality or it might be containing some kind of morph gene that you don't want in your animals. But these, as I mentioned, are pure Rio Bravo bloodline animals. Haven't been crossed with anything else, so this is as good as it gets. So I was originally planning on keeping these BOA-MAS videos relatively short, just showing you 2 boas in each video. But I thought, well, what the hell, I have a third Barranquilla Columbia Boa, my male from Michael Beach. So this is my male. And so this guy, similar overall, but different, slightly different look, a little bit lighter. His markings maybe aren't quite as crisp and contrasty as my females, but still a really nice animal. So these guys, most of a lot of my boas are breeding right now. So, for the other localities that I'm showing you in these BOA-MAS videos, I'm kind of limited because I don't want to disturb the breeders. But these are my 3 Branchias, and none of them are going to be breeding for at least another few years. So this is the male. But great, great locality. Can't say anything bad about these animals, to be honest. And if you can get the pure Branchia Columbia Boas, by all means, go for it. Or even if you're just looking for a nice boa that's, mostly Colombian as a pet, I recommend, as I've said many times before, the best first boa for a pet owner is just your normal Colombian type pet store boa of unknown locality. And it doesn't really matter because it's a pet, doesn't really make a difference, the locality, but most of these pet store boas are largely Colombian in origin. So you can feel good about getting a pet that's going to be docile, enjoyable to handle, and easy to keep. So there you have it. That's the Branchia Columbia Boa. Great choice for day 4 at BOA-MAS. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to stay tuned for more videos in this series looking at the different locality BOAs of the 12 days of BOA-MAS. Thanks for watching, and Merry BOA-MAS.